iPads in your resting places and in your seats, please.
I think education will be extremely different in 5 years. There is such a sense of urgency to redesign our schools, and we hear all these calls for reform in education, and often that is considered a negative. There are so many people out there talking about what we're not doing in public education, and we do just a really poor job of telling our story. The vast majority of what's going on in public education is great for kids, it's great for communities, and we need to talk about that. And at the same time, we need to be focused on what do we need to do to reflect on our current practices, where we're at, and where we need to go.
In education now, if you're not willing to take a calculated risk, if you're not willing to learn from the outcomes of that risk, you're not going to be around in the future. And our students, honestly, that's what they deserve. They deserve and have earned the right to have people that are willing to push that envelope to help take us from where we are now to where we need to be in the future.
They're never going to go back to looking in a book for material. They aren't going to use phone books. They're not going to, it's all going to be at their fingertips. They need that knowledge. And that's what the workforce is going to use too.
We did a project called an iSearch project, and we had to find a whole bunch of information about a certain character that we were given. And it was really fun. We got to go on a bunch of different apps and experiment which one would be the best.
They need us to appeal to their likes and their way of life. This is not a fad. It's what they do day in and day out and who they are. And if we can bring our learning up to the way they normally function outside of the classroom, inside of the classroom needs to look like that too. It needs to be tailored to fit them, and with this technology we see them getting excited and really experimenting and becoming risk takers in a way that will help them become better learners and better creators of content.
It's so important for the world to see the potential that our students have. It's so important for them to see what's ahead of us because it's the unknown. Many people have talked before about what the future looks like, and the future certainly is here. And that can be scary at times. And so preparing our students to face the future and say, I'm going to be okay because I have this type of knowledge and I can do many different things with this knowledge is what we're hoping for our students to be able to accomplish.
Once we get older, we're going to start looking up stuff and researching. So with our iPad, we could start researching now so we know how to do it when we're in like middle school, 6th grade.
Almost everyone has all the world's knowledge in their pocket, on their phone, or in a tablet, or on their computer. So we have to show students how they can learn with that material, because that's what the jobs are now. And they have to be able to learn how to create those jobs and to maintain them.
We have to teach them the skills. It's more about the skills that they walk out of here with critical thinking skills, problem solving skills. What we talk about and what we embrace is the 21st century learning, and it's the skills that they're going to walk out those doors with.
I feel like having the iPad and doing all the online learning really prepares me for college and other things I'll do in my future, because it forces me to learn different ways to learn instead of just always having to listen to a teacher and be taught one way. Now I know how to teach myself, how to really understand the things, and learn that I really have to do things on my own. It's not always going to be right there in front of me. I'm going to have to search a little bit and really know what I'm supposed to do.
By sharing our story about what we're doing here in Fraser Public Schools, we hope to encourage other school districts to follow our lead. We want to encourage them to take these next steps. Though they may be risky, to put the needs of students first.
It used to be if you had your cell phone out in class, it got taken away and you didn't see it again until the end of the day. But now we're encouraged to use the iPads and sometimes even our cell phones to complete tasks.
Our revolution, our efforts come down to getting others to the table and all of us having a voice, whether it's at the local level or at the state and national level. It's not about the press and it's not about being better than our neighbor. It's about an emerging conversation that needs to take place, and so that's what's critical for us.
You have an iPad. You have an iPad that actually works. We have nothing at home but an iPad, so use it. Best answer ever.